Hey guys, it is Carl Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. We're going to learn a beautiful song today. It's going to be Because off of Abbey Road by the Beatles. So this is just, I think it's George Harrison and Paul McCartney's favorite song on the entire album. And it is just full of obviously beautiful vocal harmonies. And it has this continual kind of progression underneath it, kind of arpeggiated progression underneath it, that is just really, really cool. That John Lennon wrote it and kind of inspired by Beethoven's, I guess, Moonlight Sonata. So it's just really, really, really well done. So we're going to go through this. Before I do, though, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already, or ring the notification bell so you know when I release a new video. So you can like and comment on them so you actually get notified when I release new ones. You got to kind of engage with them, you know. And if you really want to support what I do here on YouTube, join my Guitar Academy. It's the best way to support anything I do online. You'll see a link to that in the description below. And that link will give you a free 7-day trial too. And if you don't know what my academy is about, it contains all of my guitar courses, covering everything from complete beginner courses to more advanced courses on, technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone. You get personalized support from me, so you can just ask me the questions and I'll answer you directly. So along the way. So please go check it out. You get a free 7-day trial just by clicking that link. All right, so let's jump into this. We basically have the same, two progressions going. Just one main one that goes the entire, most of the track, and then this one that goes very briefly happens. So let's jump into this. Now, we do have like kind of electric harpsichord played by George Martin that's kind of mirroring almost exactly what the guitar is doing. Almost. Not all the time, so I'll basically pick out those points where he's not. But then as he plays through that, John Lennon comes in playing the guitar part, and they just kind of continue in sync throughout the track. So let's start with, when you first hear it, it's just on harpsichord. So it's quite beautiful, obviously. We're going to start here with this C sharp minor bar chord. So I'm just, you actually don't even need a full bar right now. You just play the 4th fret on the A, 6 on the D and the G, 5 on the B. It's a C sharp minor chord. So I'm picking from the A string, across to the D, the G, the B, and then back down to the D. Then here, what you're going to do is just move over and grab this 7th fret there on the A, and then back to the 4th fret. The D string there at the 6th fret, and then just kind of repeat what we just did. So that same figure done twice. All right, then we're going to move to this chord. You want to maybe keep a bar going here, the 4th fret, and then a little tricky there. So we're basically moving the fingers around. Now it's 6th fret on the A, 7 on the D, 6 on the G, and you had that 4th fret there on the B string going by that. You can just by the bar. Now we're going to pick across the same strings the same way. So from the A string all the way across to the B string, back down to the D. And then we're going to play the 7th fret on the A, and then the 4th fret on the D, which is being held by that bar. So we have this so far. All right, then we're going to take that. So we're going to basically go to a major chord shape here. So we're just basically playing. You could be doing the full bar. So it's just like a G sharp major chord at the 4th fret. So full bar across the 4th fret. And then the 6th fret there on the A and the D. 5th fret there on the G. But the picking, when you first start, is not going to have the 6th string in it. So we're just picking those same four middle strings again, from the A string, across to the B, back down to the D string. Now here is where the harpsichord part is different from the guitar part that John Lennon plays. This is the two notes that they harmonize each other, but they're not in unison like the rest of the part. So it's right here. So you'll hear that at the very beginning of the track. So we have this, when you play this chord, you'll hear the low A hit, so the 6th string on the harpsichord, and then the octave of that, the note here on the 6th fret there on the D. Now, George Martin continues playing that low, the G sharp note there in the root on that chord, a little right before the transition up to the A. He continues doing that, so that note is being played on the harpsichord. However, the guitar line doesn't go down to the low E string. He just plays the 5th of it. So while George Martin's playing that low note, the only difference is Lennon would be playing this note, the E flat, or D sharp, whatever you want to call it. And then back to that, they'll match on this note again. The next 6th fret on the A, the 6th fret on the D. So, but since the first time you hear this song, this progression, this part is only being heard on the harpsichord, you might want to do that low root note on the opening part through it. And then as a guitar joins it, the true guitar line doesn't go down to this 6th string there. All right, now from there we move up to an A. So you're going to move to an A major bar chord. So it's just like the chord we just did here, just 1 fret higher. And the picking now is going to be now the low E string, then the D, G, B, G, D. Then you're going to pick the A string and then the D. So with this. All right, and then back to that C sharp minor chord. And this just has that same kind of picking pattern on it. Before we did this like that, but it doesn't do it this time. It just plays the 4 middle strings, that C sharp minor, all the way back down to the A, then pick the D again. All right, so far we have this. Let's play it from the beginning. Now we go back to this A, but it's now an A dominant 7 chord. And how he's going to play this is a full bar at the 5th fret there, 7th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the G. So that D string is part of the bar here, so the 5th fret. Then the octave of the 7th of the chord, which is the 8th fret there on the B string. So it's a little bit of a stretch. So after you have this chord in your hand, what you're going to do is you're going to pick the low E string, then the D, the G, B, and then back down G, D, and then play A, D. So it's kind of the same pattern we just did on the other chord. Same pattern we did on the A before it. Like that, but now it's just with this A7 chord. And then what we're going to do is move this note on the B string down to the 7th fret. So that's just now gonna, the picking pattern is gonna be low E string, D string, G, B. Really, really nice. All right, then we go down to this D section. So open D string. I like to do this with a bar because you're gonna come up and grab the 3rd in a second. So I'm just barring the top 3 strings across the 2nd fret there, and then I'm obviously got the 3rd fret there on the B to make it the regular D major. You can do it with the other if you want to reach over with your that right there. But I'm kind of prepping for the next chord anyway. So you can play it like that. So just pick across the D chord. So from the D all the way up to the high E, back down to the G. And then what you're going to do is put the 3rd in the bass. Play the F sharp there on the D string, and then back to the 2nd fret there on the A. A note, it's on the 2nd fret on the G. And then, so this is barring across the 1st fret, across the top 3 strings. Open D string in the bass. The 1st fret there on the G. 3rd fret on the B. 2nd on the high E. And then when you get that to that chord, lift it up and just hear the F. So that's why we're doing that bar. All right, so that's the main progression of the song. Just gorgeous, gorgeous part, and then obviously it's a great foundation for those really cool vocal harmonies over it. So all together. So we do that a few times, and then we have this midsection. So that's just based off of F sharp major chord. So basically it's that same, like we did the A there, just at the 2nd fret. And when you first hear the chord, he's hitting both the low E and the A together. Both of those strings together. So you pick those two together, then you pick the D string, G, B, G, D, A, D. So we have this. Now we've picked the low E string, and then the D, G, B, G, D. So we have this. And then this next one's a quick little transition. Move up here to the 6th fret on the A, and then the 4th fret there on the D string. So this. And then from here, we're just going to hold this. You don't need to hold the whole dominant chord. So we're just going to have this 4th fret bar, and the 5th fret there on the G string to start with. So the picking is going to be low E string, then the D string, G string, B, G, D. And then what you're going to do, add the 7th fret there on the A real quick, and then back to that D string at the 4th fret that you already got in the bar. And then you can lift up that pinky. I know it's kind of a stretch, and then we have. Now here they do diverge again, the harpsichord and the guitar, and it sounds like really kind of Lennon's just going that, and then the harpsichord kind of goes up an octave on it. So it sounds cool just to do this. So it's just holding that same chord, but you're picking the low E, D, G, B, E, and that's it. It goes back to the main part again. So that whole, I guess, middle eight. Back to the original progression. So it is a beautiful song. It just really repeats that progression that we covered originally. That longer progression is the majority of the track, just repeated underneath those gorgeous vocal harmonies. And it's kind of a challenge. It's not the easiest part in the world to play, but if you really work on it, it's some good little bar chord exercises and picking exercises as well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.